Hello everyone, welcome back to the lab. As everyone who have watched the past couple of videos, the Rose Dragon Link video about like a week or two ago, and the Tri-Brigade video from yesterday, I've already started researching much more about the format post Lightning Overdrive due to the fact our current format is kind of boring and nothing really new happening. And as you everyone see in the thumbnail and on the title, today's topic is about Drytron. Like if you know me back then during like December, January, I wasn't actually playing. I was taking a break, and so I didn't really experience the virtual Drytron kind of format. But Drytron, I think, would be at least the deck I would play if I was playing during that format. So I do had a little bit more interest in the deck, and by during Lightning Overdrive, we actually like Konami has already confirmed by the time this video is being recorded. Both Mu Beta and Diviner are gonna be in the set. Mu Beta being the new XC and Diviner being an import. Um, are both confirmed. Diviner is unfortunately a secret, but kind of expected. Mu Beta has not been announced yet, but I assume it's gonna be a secret. Honestly, card's pretty good. So if you have no idea what the cards I was talking about, I guess let's hop on Yu-Gi-Oh Pro first. I will just straight show you both of the card. Let me see. Let's start with Mu Beta. Mu Beta, a new Drytron Exceeds. It's a very good exceed. You require any well, two or more level 1 monster. And the first effect, if you would perform a ritual summon, you can detach its material to like the tribute for the ritual summon instead. And this is not once per turn, not even once per ritual summon. It's just like if you need to tribute both monster under the material, you can just detach both. It's a pretty buster effect. And the second effect on summon, you get to mill a Drytron card. Remember, it's card from your deck to graveyard. So technically, two Drytron will immediately turn into your third Drytron if needed. And third effect, if you control a Drytron or if you control a machine ritual monster, which majority of the time or almost all the time, it's gonna be your own Drytron ritual monster. Once per turn, you can detach a material to negate a spell trap activation and destroy it. So all three effects are positive effect. Although the last effect, the negation effect, is relatively harder to resolve due to you rarely putting Medianus or Draconets on quadrant the well, I call the old student the draw and qua. You rarely put these two on the board, and if you go interrupted, you usually just end with Herald Ultimateness, and that's a fairy, not a machine. So this the third negation effect usually don't really come often, but it can definitely happen. Just you have to remember it. The other two effects, technically, like I said slightly earlier, you usually just have two Drytrons, and immediately those two Drytrons together gonna turn into your third Drytron because you just exceed them together, make this, and both of them will still be under the material and available for ritual summon or available for the cost for ritual summon, and you get to mill as the third one, um, by Mubilis effect. So this is a very good card for the whole Drytron strategy. That's number one. Number two is Diviner of the Heralds. This is an import. We've been waiting for a bit, for a couple months already. It's a tuner. It's a level 2 light fairy. If this card is normal or special summon, you get to send a fairy monster from your deck or extra deck to graveyard, and then increase the level by the one you send. And usually the play will just be normal summon this. Well, obviously it's a live theory, so you search it off Ben 10, and normal summon this to send an Arclight. Arclight will get triggered, search you a ritual monster or ritual spell, and then this will become a level 6. the level 6 actually matters a lot right now because well, at least this is the version I play. Now the Drytron requires just you making a Beatrice during the combo. Beatrice can either send more Drytrons or send Ava. Ava turn on your fairy parts and just a very good utility card. And that's how majority of the combo going. The second effect of Diviner is like when this card tributed, you get to spell some level 2 lower fairy from your hand or deck. However, due to, or if anyone who already know the basic about how Drytron monster works, if you activate any Drytron monster, you are locked into only monster that cannot be normal summoned, which there's none of them fits the requirement for Diviner second effect. So the second effect never happens because you really just don't have target for it, and that's pretty much it for Diviner. There are some cool tricks you can do, and I will show you very soon. So another reason why I really got interested into this Drytron deck was because about like a month ago from now, my OCG friend, my OCG competitive friends, they send me, like one of them wrote an article, and they shared it to me. That it was titled how like a fully prepared Drytron pilot can actually play around more hand traps than average people expect it to be. And based on different kind of weird opening, you actually get to play into, or either play around or play into a lot of different hand traps, even including hand traps people usually think that cannot be played around, like even draw. Well, draw cannot really play around, but usually you can play into it. So that whole document, like the whole all the micromanagement, the small plays, really got me interested in the deck. So I actually started researching on it, and I think well, this video will probably just be like more standard, simple explanation for those, and maybe in the future I'll make another video talking about like the small interaction I just mentioned. Um, like after I really organize them, because but half of them are still OCG based combo, therefore involving multiple Bentons and sometimes even a carrier, which are also answers to Maxis, which are not really a thing in TCG. Therefore, straight translating a document won't really be that helpful, and um, and I will probably maybe like a couple weeks in the future organize a TCG version, make a couple more videos about it. We'll see. Maybe that's a plan after the set actually got released, and maybe after like there are some tournaments. So first of all, I guess I'll go introduce all the cards. And before that, there's a shout out to Rampengu Nation from Justin. I've been talking to him because he's also another YouTuber on YouTube, being like researching on Drytron a lot. And I did talk to him about different kind of things, about how to do like different combos, to play around things, and some cards slots, extra damage deck, quite often in the past couple of weeks. And he did also actually already made a couple videos, even some of them including how Drytron plays after Lightning Overdrive, like a couple weeks ago actually. Like, I think it's almost on the release week of Konami putting, yeah, Diviner is getting imported in the set. So yeah, shout out to him. I did watch majority his Drytron video to learn, since I wasn't really playing during the format when Drytron was released. So yeah, I'll probably put the links in the description. So check his channel as well and his couple videos if you are very interested in the deck. So come back. Oh, forgot to say one thing. He made a couple video about Drytron's not using the Megalith cards, and his route was actually going through Ida 10. Therefore, you can use Natasha like before when Bento was at 3, and Soul of Purity and Light. those were his routes. I'm just gonna put it here because I'm actually going through the Megalith cards. There are pros and cons. He in his videos he did talk about like a little bit pros and cons why he was not using these. I haven't really played it that much, and I do like how the Megalith card is actually able to perform my combo. So I will just be introduced to everyone this version that has Megalith. If you are if you well after watching this video you can go watch his video and try to see what kind of combos you can do without the Megalith cards. Yeah, just check the links in the description. So come back. Let's just do a quick introduction for all Drytrons. Drytrons, self-explanatory: alpha, zeta, gamma, delta. I think there's another one, right? Is beta? Uh, yeah, beta is the one that not needed. Alpha, unsummon such a monster. Zeta, such a ritual spell. Gamma, bring another one back from graveyard. And Delta, review either a ritual monster or ritual spell droid card. I think Beta was what put something from a banish pile to the graveyard. Yeah, not really happening. So not needed. This is like 3-3-1-1 is like a basic is like a standard lineup based on how many I see. I've actually standard is like 1 or 2 gamma now. I think due to the fact you're actually trying to make a rank 1 a little bit more often than before. So the second gamma can definitely happen, can definitely be possibly played. This is just not even, although you see it's a 40 card, it's mainly just a skeleton. You can definitely work on different kind of things, changing the ratios, whatever way you want. So these are the Drytron monster. The Drytron big monster, Draconet. Uh, well, first of all, your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. So it's okay in the format. Has very big stats, 4K, 4K. So it's not that easy to get rid of. If you ritual summon this card with total level of monster that's 2 or less, this card can attack all special monster your opponent controls, which probably don't matter. Well, first of all, if you summon this in the deck, majority of the time you're attributing 2 Drytrons to summon it, so it always get the effect. However, if you really if you already survive for a turn with this on the field, it probably don't even matter because the 4K attack is already enough to do everything. This is like usually not being summoned until you have to pivot into a weird play after being hand trapped. So for example, draw, which I think I'm gonna show a small combo at the end. And during opponent's turn, it has a quick effect where you can banish any number of monsters in your graveyard whose total attack is 2K or 4K. Then target face-up cards your opponent controls for every 2K you banish. Send those target to graveyard. So it's a removal. It's an interruption in bad cases, which is still pretty good because it's still a Drytron. It's still a ritual, so it can be accessed by so many things. That's it. The Diviner, the Fairy package, Ben 10. Well, does anyone not know Ben 10 at this point? Probably not, right? Ben 10, when get tribute, you grab another Life Fairy. Well, before you grab another Ben 10, but now it's at 1. Good at 1. Hero Ultimate is if your opponent move, do anything, negate. Pitch 1, negate. That's it. That's the effects. Diviner covered the Fairy package, Orange Light, and Ava. Ava, when sent to graveyard, you get to banish up to 2 other Life Fairy to search the same number of level 2 lower Life Fairy from your deck to your hand. See, when Benton was at 3, you have like a very sufficient amount of cost to banish, and you should just grab a decent amount of Orange Lights. And after Benton went to 1, before we get Diviner, there was literally not even that many costs, and at the same time, not even that many things to grab, because what else you can grab? Orange Light, and against Trap decks, you can grab Purple Light, that's it. That's all you can grab. So it's pretty weak. But after we got Diviner itself is a Life Fairy level 2, so it's not only a starter, sometimes even an extender, a good material for the things you're gonna do once you see the combo later. It's also a target for you to grab Ava, and like whenever Ava resolve, you just grab a pair of Diviner Orange Light as yeah, and you will try to resolve Ava like twice if you're combo going through. So that's why Diviner is so good, like such a good addition to the deck. Lancia, it's another live theory searchable target of Ben 10, so might as well. Megalith parts, full, if it's called Ritual Summon, you can target a ritual monster in your graveyard to add to change the level, and then add the monster back to your hand. And then you can ritual summon a Megalith ritual from your hand or deck by tributing monster from your hand or field, like normal ritual summons. This is another way to get a level 6 on the board and at the same time recycle Benten one more times. This is also why I really like these cards. It just like you need to eventually get to more rituals and try to resolve Benten as much. It probably kind of confusing why I'm explaining by words, but once you see the combos, you would know it. Spells are self-explanatory, I'll say. Fafnir the field spell, not really needed because they're everything are sort of searching each other. So I just toss one here is enough. Medionist, the ritual spell, I actually like it too because you do kind of since the searching power is weaker when Benton's a one, so you kind of prefer to have two of them. It's not even that bad raw drawing one in my opinion because your opponent trying to stop you access to ritual spell or ritual monster either way. And Drytron Nova, the most expensive, at least for now, before Lightning Overdrive, the most expensive card in the main deck, or besides Pop, or the core, most expensive card. Hope you get this card when they're still relatively cheap. The price might go higher in the future. If someone Drytron off your deck, then that's it. Pretty good card. Foolish get you another access to another Drytron. Sometimes you mill Ava to search Orange Light early to play some safer plays, which can happen. Emergency, search Drytrons. That's it. Preparation, search the non-Drytron engine parts, which just the ritual monster. That's it. Call by grave, stopping draws, stopping hand trap, and pots, raising consistency. So this is pretty much the core. It's you see 40 cards, but this is actually not gonna be like how your deck exactly look like. This is just the core. You can honestly change the ratio. Like you can obviously add the second gamma. You can if you want to fit like you fit like another pair of hand traps like Ash. You can maybe even cut down something. What would I cut? Prep? Emergency? That's possible. You can cut some of those. I mean, Drytron, unlike those, it's a big combo deck, so obviously your engine gonna be much bigger, and therefore majority of the cards gonna be the same as you see majority of the combo decks are. Yeah, that's pretty much the main deck. Feel free to change whatever. This is just a skeleton, although it's already 40, but if you just play on these 40 cards, you'll probably be okay. And then we go through the extra deck, the side deck first. See, this is something like we lost Union Carrier, and in OCG, when especially during the document my friend sent to me, there's a cool play where you finish your combo, and at the end you make Carrier. Well, because they have Diviner, they don't need to do Carrier Down Knight like before. What you can do is you make a Union Carrier, equip Beat Buster Drake to your Herald Ultimateness. Now, because Beat Buster Drake is equipped to it, it make the monster unaffected by spell, therefore no Dark Cooler and no Droplet. It's a pretty annoying combo, however, not available to us, so we just delete these cards. Just a fun thing to mention, at least. Kikinagish Fucho is something like I asked a couple people around which rank one will be better because I do see either or being played. The purpose of them is just make your Zeus available. So I was told at the end, they're pretty much the same. Like the bird, the nightingale is slightly better. That's it. Second Arclight can be played. I'll probably talk about it when I get to extra. So skip that one first. Um, Quadrentus, the other big ritual monster. This one is more for back rows. I did see people siding at the beginning of the last format, and yeah, it can do some cool things. Just remember that card exists. Maybe it's a side. Maybe you want to attack him if we do have a lot of back row matchup. Um, Second Gamma, as I said, probably should just toss it here. It's a very good. It's a very good. See, I can see some people still playing Gamma because they don't want to start with it, but I can also see if people wanna have access Gamma in case like maybe they get stopped, you still have enough things. So yeah, two Gamma is definitely possible. I'll just do it here. Purple Eye is the trap version of Orange Eye. Yeah, why not? Um, Good against backrow matchup. And these are like some side cards. Remember the Drytron has a side effect where you cannot special summon any monster that can be normal summoned. Therefore, unfortunately, we can play Gamma. But in the side, the Zuking Alpha is a very good choice due to the fact it's another monster that can be normal summoned. So yeah, it's a very popular side. It's also decent in at least in the current format. I don't know how the incoming format is gonna be. Keep in mind it's a choice. Banshee Zumble, due to the fact you're making Beatrice, going first, turn one, I mean, you will want to if you combo. During your opponent's turn, instead of mill another Ava, you can just mill Banshee and turn on Zombie War against your dragon, dinosaur opponents. Yeah, it's a very effective side. Um, the Ida 10, Natasha, and so Purity of Light. This package is kind of the replacement for the Megalith. They have pros and cons, as I mentioned. Justin made a deck profile already about how he had a build with these cards instead. So I'm just not gonna expand too much. Just go check his video. Venice Ruler and the Saravis. It's another thing that mentioned in the document I was received, only due to the fact if you got Maxi, if you as you play in OCG as you play this deck in OCG, if you get Maxi, just turn into Plan B, search your Saravis, tribute some for Vanity's Ruler, and you can stop your opponent in perm on Vanities. And remember, this is a different format over there. They play way less Dark Ruler and Droplet, so your Vanities only lose to an imperm where Seraphis can cover it, and once they pass turn, even though they do draw like five to eight cards, um, if they can't really out the Vanity's Ruler, none of these cards matters. And once you get to pass back to your turn, you have your Drytron things and you can kill your opponent. So yeah, that's a thing, but probably not gonna be useful in TCG due to majority of the time you want to normal summon your diviner. So the Vanity's Ruler is probably could just be ignored. So Rav is also a Q1 because it does stop some random things. Yeah, it does stop a couple random things, but not a not important thing. Just forget about it. Then go back to extra deck. Mu Beta I covered at the beginning. Beatrice, it's another very important rank 6. Either mill your Drytron or mill your other engine parts. Zeus package, because this is your plan going second, breaking boards. Going in first, these are pretty much just cost for prosperity. These are like almost a guaranteed cost for prosperity going first. Level 7, well, you don't have to play both Black Rose and Dung Dragster. It's usually either one of them. The reason you get to play a level 7 Synchro because Diviner is a tuner, and Diviner usually on summon can send Arclight to Surge, or going second, remember Entis is also a Life Fairy, surprisingly. So going second, you can go Diviner, send Entis, pop a back row, and summon a Drytron that's also a level 7 play. So, oh yeah, also because you do have Entis and Herald, you naturally have Maximus target, which is pretty good. Um, and yeah, that's these cards. You only need one of them. I just put both here for demonstration. Yeah, Link Ribble is yeah, pretty. There's a lot of Link ones, level ones. We don't. Well, Union Carry is banned, so you no longer need to play the Relinquish Animal. However, it's still a choice. The Link 2s IP and Mirage Lights. IP, well, in half of my combos, I can end with both. If I get the choice, I'll prefer to, well, if I get the choice when I'm full combo, I'll prefer to end with Mirage Lights due to the fact after you get Dark Coolered, Mirage Lights still has a flow effect. And IP is being more used when um, it's more important to have an IP because sometimes when you get hand trapped, your board is not big enough. Then you want to pivot into an IP because you probably don't have that many things to discard with Mirage Lights anyway. So yeah, that's why I prefer to have both. Unicorn Access, pretty self-explanatory. Uh, yeah, especially you also have IP, you better have Unicorn, right? And so have access. There's a lot of other link monster you can really play. I mean, the extra deck is like if you find empty spot there, you can play a Phoenix, which is decent. You can play the other Anima, like I said. You can play Borsword or Appaloosa. They both possible choices. And I think I've even see people. Oh, they because there's IP. I've also seen people trying Underworld Goddess. It's just another mainly another target of IP. Still cute, still viable. So that's pretty much the extra deck. I guess let me see. I guess I'll just go into some combos at this point. It's pretty much explain everything in the deck, right? Know everything do. Yeah. So hop into replays. Um, So there are a couple standard combos that I can show. First one is being Alpha Zeta. Um, like Ben 10 now is a 1, so there's less copies of Ben 10, so you have a higher chance to see Alpha Zeta. And Alpha Zeta, I think, is actually the biggest board, if I remember correct. I mean, all the board are big enough. So Alpha Tribute Zeta, summon, grab Ben 10, Zeta Tribute Ben 10, summon, grab a ritual spell, Ben 10 effect, grab Diviner, and two Drytrons into Mu Beta, Mu Beta Mill Gamma. Normal summon your Diviner, send Arclight grab your Megalith. Use Ritual Summon, detach a material to summon your Megalith full in your hand. Full on summon effect, add back the Benton. Then use full second effect, tribute some Benton to ritual summon Orpheus from the deck. This Orpheus usually don't do that much. It's mainly just being summoned, like it's being summoned as for a link material. But having this extra body on the field can provide you more link plays, like for example going second if they're resolving. Yeah, it's good to also, I mean, it's the Benton is free, so why not, right? Ben 10 and Orpheus gonna trigger, Orpheus gonna grab another full, and Ben 10 gonna grab your Ultimateness. Then remember Ben 10, well, full added by Ben 10, so it's a level 6. Diviner milled Arclight, so it's also a level 6. 2 level 6 into Beatrice. Beatrice mill Ava, and we're gonna use Ava the first time. Banish to Fairy, there's already Diviner and Arclight. Grab a pair of Orange Light and Diviner. Here, use the Ritual spell to add it back, and activate Gamma, summon it. Then 2 Drytron into Mirage Lights. Activate Ritual spell, detach the second material, bring back Ultimateness. Then Orpheus and Mu Beta into IP. This is your turn 1. And during your opponent's draw phase, use Beatrice to mill your second Ava. Second Ava effect gonna banish. Ava says you cannot banish this card, but you can banish other copies of Ava. So Ava banish Benton, and the first copy of Ava grab another pair of Diviner and Orange Light. Is like some people might say, well, you banish a Benton, it doesn't look that good, right? However, the truth is we've been already searched almost every single copies of like light fairies in the deck. There's like one more orange light you have not searched, but not like it really matters at this point, right? And you still have 4 bullets for Ultimateness, and even opponent Dark Ruler you, Mirage Light is gonna flow into either a majority of time the ritual spell and the ritual monster, and you still have double orange light plus all the Drytrons in the graveyard. So yeah, this is Alpha Zeta. And let me show you the other couple combos. Alpha Benten. They look very similar, honestly. So just have the patience. All the cards work together. The only difference is that because if you do Alpha Benten, you don't have the second Drytron to access yet. Therefore, you will have to tribute the Alpha to perform the Ritual Summon of Fool first to get your level 6, and use, well, obviously trigger the Fool Found Summon. And use 2 level 6 into Beatrice. Beatrice mill your second Drytron, which here will be Gamma. And remember Gamma's effect. Gamma is a one card rank 1. And use Gamma effect, bring it back, bring Alpha back. And these two gonna turn into your third Drytron by going through Mu Beta. So this is how you like increase the amount of Drytrons whenever you play. Well, obviously if uninterrupted. And because Mu Beta has the fab like where you can still tribute summon using its material, you're really not losing the amount of Drytrons that you can tribute for when you by performing the Xyz summon like normally. So yep, so you still have you have an increased amount of ritual monsters after you Xyz summon from Mu Beta. So here's like I could summon so I can either make IP linkable or I can use Zeta and Mu Beta into Mirage Light on the top and leave the Orpheus there, which is still fine, honestly. And because the Beatrice in your turn milled another Drytron instead of Ava, and you're gonna during your opponent's turn resolve your first Ava, just doing the draw phase pretty much before you possibly get Dark Ruler. So yeah, this is still Alpha Beta. Oh no, Alpha Benten. You end with IP or Mirage Light plus Ultimateness plus 3 bullets in your hand, and still pretty good. Then it's Zeta Benten. It pretty much looks the same as Alpha Benten. See, once I get to this part, you see it's already the same. Long story short, whether it doesn't matter you start with Alpha or Zeta, you grab one side. Well, obviously, in order to ritual summon, you need a ritual spell and ritual monster, right? So whether you start with either Alpha or Zeta, you grab the corresponding one side. Then because you tribute the Benten going to Diviner, Diviner mill Arclight, and Arclight gonna grab the missing other side. And then boom, you have both the ritual monster and the ritual spell. You just perform a ritual summon and perform a Beatrice summon, then Beatrice mill Gamma. Same thing as the other one. Oh yeah, also because unlike the other combo, you this one if you start with Zeta, you already have you don't need to access Alpha anymore. Because we already grabbed every necessary ritual monster in the deck. You can still mill Alpha, it just you will be if you do alpha, you will just search Draconets from the deck. Can show for something. All right, cool. You just grab Draconets from the deck instead of the other option is just straight mill Delta, and Delta gonna get you a draw. Um, Both viable, and end with you the same card, and Alpha passing turn 1 is not really that much useful anyway, so it's pretty much the same thing. And like the other one did, make a resolve Ava in draw phase. So this is like the 3 most basic combo, and there's also a very tricky aspect of the deck. It's like you think Alpha and Diviner are the two, relatively the two best cards in the deck, right? They actually don't work well by themselves together. Like Alpha Diviner is a very weird combo because Diviner most likely, well, Alpha can even be activated if you draw only these two, right? Diviner better mill and it get your Benten. And then you'll realize Alpha Tribute Benten, this only gets you more ritual monster, and Benten doesn't get you more ritual spells. So you kind of just a little bit stuck here. Because you would never have an access to ritual monsters. No, I mean ritual spells. This problem has been solved better um with the other version Justin covered in his video, where if you have where you play the Edaton build or you play the Soul or Purity and Light, you'll be able to summon, because that's a level 6 special summonable Light Theory that can be searched by Benten. So you can summon that and still make a Beatrice to turn on your Drytrons. However, if you don't play that, because it's only needed in the specific opening hand as Diviner Alpha with no other cards. So in my opinion, I just don't think it's really that good to have. It's you're gonna face this kind of weird opening going first, but eventually I just end with not wanna contribute the card for it. But remember, that's a thing. And remember, these two, the best two starter card doesn't really work well. And because of that, your board is actually very non-existing, I'll say. Just go for my end solution. Maybe there's more in the future that still has not been discovered, but at least for now, what I found is use Benten to grab an orange light, use Alpha, grab Ultimus, as that's one interruption. Then you have a 6-1, synchro summon for Dawn Dragster, and hope for the best. I mean, after next turn, you still have your Alpha, you have more things in the graveyard, you get another draw next turn, and hope for the best. Well, that's the best thing you can do. I mean, you draw 3 deck cards plus Alpha Diviner, so it can happen. And the Zeta Diviner is like slightly better than Alpha Diviner due to the fact Zeta do give you a ritual spell access. So looks okay. The board is still very weird due to the fact you have to perform weird ritual summon, like for example by ritual summon the Benton back, which was a play when Benton was at 3, but not like an efficient play when Benton's already at 1 now. So yeah, this is how it ended. As you see, you going to you revive Benton to make a Beatrice. Beatrice send Gamma to use Gamma to turn on Mu Beta. Mu Beta get another Drytron, but this Drytron is not gonna be really useful. However, you are able to perform a ritual summon of Ultimateness. At the end, it was like you just grab things for next turn. As you see, yes, you don't really have anything in your hand for Ultimateness. However, during opponent's draw phase, you can still resolve Beatrice, mill Ava. And Ava is still gonna grab you 2 bullets, and you still have a lot of things in the graveyard. Like this board is not particularly good, but it's a pass, at least in my opinion. And that's pretty much it. One of the other combo. Like I still have a little bit issue with if you open with Diviner and you're forced to start with Diviner. I prefer to just draw a lot of Drytrons and resolve Ben 10 to access Diviner that route. This doesn't look good. Move. Yeah, this looks better. Cool. Yeah, I still prefer to just search Diviner instead of start as Diviner. I feel like in the future there will be more combos, more routes being discovered for this deck once people actually have the physical copy of it. And yeah, right now this is what I found, and well, I haven't really been on the deck for that long, so um, majority of people who played last format probably have more experience than me on this. So feel free to correct me or inform me what other random thing that can happen. And I think I will maybe all right. Let me draw some opening hand and what's the other opening hand I wanna perform? Let me see. Okay, I think I know what kind of opening I want. Random into. Let me see. Can I get an opening that I wanna show? Okay, this is. No, this doesn't work. I want an opening where I do have either the ritual spell or the ritual mount, the Drytron ritual was the quad to actually do something. Alright, let me cheat a bit. Can I? Nope. Actually, this hand probably can. So for example, this hand, right? This is a very, very okay hand, very decent hand. I think if I actually been playing, my first play will just be resolve pot, banish 6, goodbye, and goodbye. This and probably let me see. I have a lot of dry transfer. All right, second me a bit. Like this is a thing that this is a common thing at least. So if you already have orange light, you can start with pot and grab your another light fairy. If the rest of your hand can do things. So for example, your opponent draw here, you throw away your Ava and orange light, then you bait out a draw. Let's just assume draw actually resolved. For example, your opponent has 2 double draw or something. Ignore the orange light here. What I'm trying to show is, for example, if we never activate the pop, and this Ava will be still the pot, right? One of my play will be Nova first. Nova grab Zeta, and Nova into Linkry, use Nova effect, tribute Alpha, and use Zeta, Zeta effect, Zeta grab Ritual Spell. So this will be the first timing to see if your opponent draw you. If your opponent don't draw you, alright, emergency grab another Drytron. Majority of the time we Gamma here, Alpha tribute Gamma, summon grab Ben 10, then Gamma tribute Ben 10 full combo. If your opponent do draw you, so this will still be emergency and this will still be par, right? What you can do is, oh wait, not this hand. Oh, I don't have another tribute. All right. So what I'm trying to do is, for example, this hand, yes, yeah, this hand, tribute, grab things out, search ritual spell. If I get drawed, bring out a second Drytron, tribute, summon. Well, I got drawed, I'm sorry. I want to draw, but I can. Use 2 into Mu Beta. Mu Beta effect to mill Draconets. Because it is a Drytron card, and it doesn't limit to a Drytron monster or Drytron FM monster. It can mill anything. You can technically even mill like Nova, but that's pointless. Perform a ritual summon using the 2 material. And this is usually like a board you pivot into after you being drilled, just trying to summon out your Draconids. So every time I open a hand, I'll just be thinking about, yeah, draw. If this deck gonna be big in the format, draw is definitely gonna be popular, right? Probably even in the main deck. And every time I do have an opening hand, I would just be thinking, how do I deal with draws? Can I deal with draws with my opening hand? And what kind of the first plays will be the best play to do in case I got drawn right after this first play. So that's usually what my mindset be when I was practicing the deck. For example, if this is like not the second Meteorus, this is actually another Drytron, I could just tribute one Drytron under Mu Beta and the other Drytron in my hand. So this Mu Beta will still have another material for the Spell Trap negate. So if that's the case, you'll see this board, you have all the Drytrons in graveyard, you bait out a draw from the turn 1. You still have Draconids as potential send 2 cards from your opponent controls, and Mu Beta that can negate 1 spell trap. Like, this is still an okay board after being drawed. Long story short, after you get drawed, because you cannot search, your main plan just gonna shift into, instead of searching, you mill things that you needed and make a accepted pivot board. That's kind of the logic. This is also what I've been learning in all the documents my friends sent to me, and I do kind of really like those kind of small interacts in it. And maybe when I get better with the deck, I will make another separate video talking about those kind of things. But for now, I think, yeah, this is pretty much the idea. This is my kind of quick introduction to Drytron post Lightning Overdrive. I think I have like another one I've been really, yeah, like another one or two that I've been actually also researching on. That will be the videos in the following couple weeks, I'll say. So I hope everyone liked this video. As you see, I'm not even perfect with the deck yet, and feel free to correct me or tell me anything that I did not say in the video. And hop to Justin's channel, give him a view, because he did put more effort on the deck already. And if you like this kind of video, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share to your friends, in case they might be interested in the deck, or they could be interested in the deck after watching this. And I will see everyone in the future in the lab. See ya.